Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Wednesday, February 22nd. So it is not very late in the day, but it is much later in the day than I normally do my video. It is close to 5 o'clock here. My job ended. This morning I just was doing so many things that there was no way that a video was happening. So I prayed that my job would end at a normal time so I could get this video done, and it did. We have had, and I've been so very grateful, we have had a couple of really good days work-wise, no issues, audio's been good. And today's job was very technical about engineering and welding and stuff like that, and it was terminology that we're normally not familiar with. So I was, again, and I literally thanked God out loud at my desk. I was very grateful that the witness and the attorney that asked the questions spoke very slowly and clearly, so we were able to hear everything. So absolutely so thankful for all of that. So my gratitude list for today. First off, I did no diamond painting yesterday. My job ended and I was fooling with my stitching, which we'll talk about that in a second. So my gratitude list today has 5 things. So number 1, eBay. I'm grateful for eBay because I am able to sell fabric. Yes, I have decided to put some of my fabric on there because, again, I have wind up amassing so much. Danielle, I am vowing this time to not do that. I have it all in one lot just for ease, my ease of shipping it and getting rid of it. I will link it down below. It is 31 pieces of fabric. It is Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It is Fiberlicious. It is pole stitches. So it's a mix of linen and 28 count Lugana. And, retail, no lie. I added it up. It's about $775 worth of fabric. Yep, I know. I had put a buy it now of $750, and once somebody bids, the buy it now goes away. So I started the bidding at $50, and right now I think it's at like $66. But I list all the colors and the sizes and everything in the description box of the listing. So like I said, if you want to go bid, help me out. Yeah, just it was weighing on me having that much fabric, knowing how long it takes me to do a stitching project. So yeah. And, coming to the realization too that I love stitching on paper and I like stitching on 28 count Lugana that isn't hand dyed, because when something is hand dyed, even if it's 28 count, the holes do shrink. So it winds up being closer to 32 count. For my eyes, 28 count Lugana, just plain not dyed, I can see the holes very clearly and it's much easier for me to stitch on, and Ada also. So, okay, so we'll talk about my stitching in a second, but number 2, Bill, he does just these wonderful little things for me all the time. The sweatshirt I had from Victoria's Secret that said pink on it and it's black, I wore it yesterday and I went to pull down the bottom and my hand went through the side of it, and I'm like, what the actual hell is that? Because I haven't owned the sweatshirt for that long. So yeah, big hole in the seam though. He's like, I can fix that. So he came home from work yesterday and sewed it up, and good as new. But it's the little things like that that I truly appreciate with him. He does things for that for me every single day. Like last night, when I get done work at a reasonable time before dinner time, I will normally help him with dinner. Yesterday, I haven't slept very well in the past couple of days, and yesterday, once I got downstairs and sat down, I was zonked out. I literally felt so tired. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go start dinner. And I said, do you mind if I sit here and close my eyes for 10 minutes? And he's like, no, not at all. Now I cleaned up dinner. Now that's how it goes. He makes dinner, I clean it up. And that was no easy feat because we had spaghetti, all kinds of pots and all that. But it's that kind of stuff that I think truly in the long run sustains a marriage over a long period of time. The little things you do for your partner, not the big grand things. Just my opinion. Okay, number 3, I have everything I need. Heat, shelter, clothing, food. I say this every day, but I am so very grateful for all of that stuff every single day. Number 4, yesterday's job ended by 2 p.m. I was very grateful for that. And then at the time that I wrote this list, tomorrow's job had already confirmed, which I don't know if I've told you, I know I said it the other day, but when a job confirms very early before our other job starts, it lets me do all the preparation work instead of doing it at the end of the day when I'm tired or whatever. So I was very grateful that it ended, that it confirmed early in the morning. So I was ready to go. Okay. So stitching. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's Satan getting into my brain or what, but I sat yesterday and I kept stitching with the one strand. This is the piece I'm working on. Carolyn Manning Designs Chameleon. Gorgeous, right? They're all gorgeous. I don't care which one you pick. They're all amazing. And I wanted to stitch on the perforated paper because, again, easy to see the holes. One strand, which I love to work with, and I don't need a light. I can see the holes very easy. And you don't need a stand. Like, I had put it on stretcher bars, but you don't even need to do that. And I lied yesterday when I said, oh, I'm okay with the paper showing through. Once I stitched a whole square, I was like, that coverage is not good. Like, it's not going to look good finished. And, you know, who knows how long it's going to take me, because this is solidly stitched. I mean, that's going to take a chunk of time. I have to be happy with it, right? So I wound up getting out a piece of 28 count Lugana in sky blue and put it in a Q-snap. And that's what I'm stitching on. So let me hold this up back there so you can, I got done the first square. And it's kind of dark. I mean, it's brighter in person. And you can, let me try to get up close. Okay, so when you look at it, and don't mind those extra threads. Those are just threads that, instead of turning the piece over and winding the threads through the back, I will pull them to the front, and then when I stitch over that and get to it, I'll just cut it off and it'll be anchored. Just an easy way of not having to flip your work over. And I do the loop method because I'm using 2 strands on this fabric, so I don't have to turn my work over at all. So when I was stitching this, I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to finish it? I mean, my brain, that's how my brain works. I look ahead to, how am I going to finish this? And so I decided to go on to Carolyn Manning Designs has a Facebook group, which I highly recommend joining because people show all of their progress and they're all gorgeous. And when you go into a Facebook group, you can put in a search term. So I put in at the top of the group, frame, and then it brought up, it brought up people who had framed it. And this one person had this really cool, like weathered looking frame. And in the comments, they mentioned where they got the frame, and it was Rusty something on Etsy. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Their frames are fairly reasonable. So this piece is 8.5 by 8.5 stitched on 14 count. So I figured a 10 by 10 frame. 10 by 10 frame on their site was $30, which is not bad. I didn't know what the shipping was, but they have all different colors, and I was like, okay, that's something to keep in mind. I do have a lot of finishing forms, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna feel like doing when I get that done. Again, I'm not someone who likes to stitch something and throw it in a drawer, but I also am a very slow stitcher, I feel. I take my time now when I stitch. When I went to stitch this, I took my time doing it, and that helps with the Zen movement of it, right? Now, Still, the coverage is not like absolutely fantastic on 28 count with 2 threads, especially dark threads. You can kind of see the fabric through it a little bit. And so I'm sitting there, and when I was looking at the post on Carolyn Manning's website, somebody had a picture of their progress, and they're like, I can still see the fabric through it. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? And somebody commented and said, the piece is handmade, not machine made. It was like, wow, that was a good way to describe it. As in, it's not supposed to be absolutely perfect. It just isn't. And so that gave me some sort of comfort, because people were also like, once you get the whole thing done, it all comes together, right? Just like in a diamond painting. It all comes together at the end. Now, what I do want to try though, just because when I stitch with an 11 by 11 Q-snap, I like to have the piece fit in this where I'm not having to clamp over stitched parts of it, if that makes any sense, or have to move the fabric. Because let me tell you, getting the fabric in this, not an easy feat. So to do the bigger ones like watermelon tourmaline, which I absolutely want to do because the pinks are to die for in that one. To stitch that one, it is like 13.5 by 13.5 on 28 count fabric. I decided, and I don't know how this is going to work out, but I decided to order a piece of 20 count Lugana from eBay because 1, 2, 3 stitch was out of it. 20 count Lugana, which on 20 count, it's almost like 40 count over 2, right? And I've stitched on 40 count long time ago. I feel like though the 20 count Lugana, I'll be able to see the holes. We're gonna see when I get it. But I'll be able to use 1 strand. And it should give very good coverage, because when I stitched on 40 count, I did 1 strand. I even did 1 strand. I've stitched on 35 count linen over 2, which made it like 17.5. Yeah. And really, because it was hand dyed, because it was Weeks Dye Works, it was probably more like 36 count anyway. So yeah, I'm very excited to get that and try it, because that would let me, it would definitely fit in here, because 20 count, it's only like 8 by 8 or something like that. So stay tuned, because I'm going to try that. But yeah, I mean, these pieces, you spend all that time on it, it definitely deserves to be framed for sure. Okay, the last thing I want to share with you are purchases that I made. I ordered some more release papers from Crafts with Crashley, and this is the last set that I'm going to order because I have a bunch now. But I ordered rainbow flowers, which it made me think of Rainbow Flower Power, and it looks like the image, doesn't it? I was like, that would be perfect when I go to do that one, to put that paper on there. I got one called Valentine's Passion, which I was actually thinking about putting on Queen of Hearts, because look at it. Yeah, right? And then I got, this is a pretty cool looking one, Mystery Diamond Painting Cover, which, don't you love that? I love that one so much. So that one's a pretty cool one. But I got those 3. And like I said, I like that she puts them in the envelopes so you can easily store them. And then my last little purchase, I got my NYX's Notions order. Because remember I said I ordered some more putty after I loved the other putty so much. So she sent me another tray. This one is like a blue metallic one. Ooh, I really love this one. I mean, they're the same, but I use this one all the time. Really love it. But yeah, like the blue metallic. But I got 4 putties, and I'm going to be set for a while. So remember, it comes in a glass case. She will put something that pertains to the type of putty on the top, and then she has the label on the bottom. So I have not smelled these because I've been waiting to do this video. This one is Strawberry Champagne. I loved the little piece of strawberry pie on it. So let's smell it. Well, you're not going to be able to smell it, but Oh my God. This smells like the the Yankee Candle Pink Sands. It smells so good. Oh man. Okay, so there's that one. Then I got Frog Farts, which I died laughing at the name, but look at the little froggy. And what's nice is in the description, she gives you what the scent is of it so you can decide if you want to get it or not. Obviously, it doesn't smell like a fart. It smells like an air freshener. It smells good though. Yeah, it said like it had fruit scents in it. I like it. I like it. The next one I got is called Sunflower Starburst. So it's yellow and then it's got a sun. Isn't that so pretty? Ooh. It's so hard for me to describe what these smell like. They smell so good. They all smell so good. I think my favorite one is the strawberry champagne so far. And then now, my favorite one though that I've ordered so far is the bubblegum one because man, it smells just like Hubba Bubba. Now, this last one I got is a fancy one. It is called Vampire's Kiss. Look at this bottle. Oh, can you even right now? Like, I saw that and was like, OMG. So, and it just smells like fruit. Like, it is like the coolest. This one was a little bit more than the regular ones, but oh my God, like, I absolutely love the case so much. So I will link her store down below. I will also link my eBay auction, and I will start linking this pattern in the description box if you want to go ahead and if you look at Carolyn Manning's site, because you can buy all these in PDF. I bought this one PDF. It's like $6. It is very tempting to like go cuckoo crazy because she has so many that are beautiful and gorgeous. And there is someone in the Facebook group, when I saw this, my mouth fell open. Someone in the Facebook group who is stitching like a ton of them all on the same piece of fabric, just running them all together. It is the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever laid my eyes on as far as stitching. Like, that is a labor of love. Like, I don't know how you continued. Wow. Yeah, it is something, a sight to behold for sure. But okay, I hope you guys are all having a good week and a good Wednesday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.